Yeah, hey Mike. I don't think there was a ton of outside expectations. I don't think going into this season, but y'all are 2-2 at the bye. Should have been 3-1. What have you surprised yourself at how well this season's gotten off to?
No, this is what we expected. Like we should have never been 2-10, to be honest with you. But this is what we expect. Like we never expected to be the laughing stock. Like we supposed to beat these teams. Like, and that's our mindset going into this year. Like we know what we got and we know what we're supposed to do. As long as we go out and execute, we're gonna be good.
Curtis.
To piggyback off of that just a little bit, I mean, obviously you were a part of those teams the last couple of years. What does it mean to you just to be a part of this turnaround and to see the program get back on track?
I mean, it feels good to win. Like it's just fun to win. Like after you win, nobody's feeling bad, nobody's arguing and stuff. Like when you lose all season, like that's when stuff like that it gets magnified. Little issues get magnified. But when you win, it's like good, we can go in here, we can fix it and just move on.
Bob.
Mike, hope you can hear me there. Hey, as a receiver, how would you critique that one-handed grab that Traylon had in the game the other day?
Oh yeah, it was a great catch. We all knew he was gonna come down with it. He do that in practice, but I don't know why they reviewed it. To me, it didn't even look close on the field. Like his foot was. It was a great toe tap though. It was a great catch overall though.
Alyssa.
Hey, Mike, when you see your defense going out and performing the way that they are, having 6 interceptions, a turnover last week, how much does that fuel the offense as you guys continue to go out there and want to put up points and kind of complement what the defense is doing out on the field?
It feel good seeing them. Like we just know that they got our backs no matter what, and so we play loose, and we know at the end of the day they giving us extra possessions. So it feel good to see them go out there and have our backs, and we just know that when they do that, we got to reward them every time, turn it into some points.
Ty.
Mike, I know you've done a lot of rewatchables on Woodville, going back and looking at particular hot games, particular teams. One of the things that stands out between the 2010, 2011 core wide receivers is it didn't really matter who scored for them as long as they stuck in the end zone, constant blocking downfield, constant celebration. I've really noticed with you, whether it's Davion, whether it's Traylon, as soon as they score, you're the first one over there congratulating. How have you been able to buy in, even though that you might not be getting as many touches as you want or as many looks and targets? How have you been able to just buy in 100% to this offense?
Well, we all understand as a group and as a team, like when the team eats, everybody eats regardless. So as long as everybody's eating and everybody, like if the whole team is eating and doing good, then everybody's gonna get like their chances to shine. So it ain't no jealousy or animosity or anything. It's just like I'm happy for them. Like we work on this every day. So when we go out there and execute it, it feels great for everybody.
Hutch.
Mike, was there a moment during the off season or during the preseason fall camp or anything where you realized like, hey, Bev, we're gonna win some games?
Yeah, it was earlier, like when our new coaching staff first got here, like you could just tell the culture they was putting in and the strength staff once they got a hold of us and how our bodies started changing and just our buy-in during workouts. And it's like they didn't have to tell us to finish these reps. Like we was doing extra on our own. So I just knew then when we started buying in and then we moved into actually getting able to get on the field and run things, we was all buying in. Everybody's doing the extra stuff, staying after, coming in before, stuff like that. So we already knew what was gonna happen.
Bob.
Hey, Mike, being from Texas and you guys are going to go down and play at A&M instead of Arlington, how do you feel about playing at College Station? And obviously A&M's, won 8 straight since they got in the SEC. Arkansas's last win was in 2011, I think it was. Just what are your feelings about playing back in your home state at College Station and then trying to break that losing streak to those guys?
I mean, I pretty much made it clear how I feel about this game and Texas A&M in general. being from where I'm from, Magnolia, Texas, they right down the road. A lot of people go there. Out of high school, out of my high school, everybody's an A&M fan. So I feel strongly about this game and about this team, and we just got to go out there and execute once again. We're gonna be all right.
Ty.
Mike, I remember when Jared Cornelius used to play LSU. He took that game personally, being a Louisiana guy. It seems like you're saying the same about Texas A&M, being a Texas guy. I wonder, though, as a unit, as an offensive unit, based on how you guys have played the first four games, I think the defense is a little ahead. How personally are you guys as an offensive unit taking this road top 10 matchup against Texas A&M?
Oh, we embrace every single challenge. Like every week going into the game, people gonna doubt us and people gonna say this and that. But we embrace playing these teams. We embrace whoever's across from us. We respect them, but we also know that if we execute and we do what we're supposed to do and play our game, that they can't guard us. Like nobody, in my opinion, can guard us as long as we execute.
Alyssa.
Hey, Mike, like you were just saying, like this team believes, this team knows exactly what you guys are capable of inside that locker room. But what's it like now to see this program get the attention it deserves after the first four games that you guys have played, and nationally now people are, saying, hey, Arkansas is the real deal?
I mean, it's cool, but we don't feed too much into that because a year ago they were saying a lot of negative things about it. So we just want them keep that same energy, stay over there. We're gonna keep working and doing what we're supposed to do, and just play our football and play to our standard every week, no matter what they say, underdog, whatever. Just play our standard, and we're gonna be fine at the end of the game.
Hutch.
Yeah, Mike. How is Trey Knox doing in practice? I know the season probably hasn't gone the way he had hoped. How is he doing in the locker room and on the practice field and things like that?
He's doing good. He was obviously, as any player would, he's been a little down after the Auburn game. I put him to the side and talked to him like, you just got to come out and have a good week of practice, bro. Because if you practice hard in practice, you show them that you can execute that in the game, and it's just gonna up your confidence throughout the week. Get your confidence back, and make sure you're healthy. Make sure you can cut, catch, all that, and just get your confidence back throughout the week. So when you go out on game day, you're not thinking about any of that. You're just playing, and so he's feeling all right.
Bob.
You guys have been playing so well. Do you almost want to keep playing, or is this open date come at a good time to kind of heal up and catch your breath?
I think the open date came at a great time because we're people trying to put us on like a high horse and stuff like that. But it gives us some time to come back down to earth and take some time off, get our bodies right, get some people back, and just sit down and focus on the next game, focus on A&M. And so if it's a good week to get our bodies back and just get focused for the next game.
Ty.
Mike, prior to the season, you were talking about a number of different people say offense dogs, defense dogs, special team dogs, and you're really excited about this team. And I think a lot of people were still questioning it, but so far it's looked pretty solid. Who would you say on the roster on offense, defense, or special teams has surprised you the most through 4 games?
I ain't gonna say he surprised me because I've been watching him do this for 2 years straight. But I think Jalen Cataline is having a great season. Like every time I love watching him play. Like I really be excited to go out and watch him play on Saturdays or watch him in practice or watch his one-on-one reps. Like I just love watching him play. So I like watching him play.
Hutch.
Mike, to kind of piggyback off of that, what have you thought about the way Hudson Clark has filled in, being a walk-on and everything? And has he surprised you at all, or did you see him playing like that in practice?
Oh yeah, he's another one that I seen in practice. Like he's a walk-on, and like last year he didn't get a lot of opportunity, but when he was out there, it's like when you run your route, you're like, okay, like he's one of those guys that you see that out of him in practice, and once you seen him in this fall camp, he just kept progressing. Like last year, he took scout team real serious, and that made him a lot better. And he takes all his reps serious. So when he got in the game, he was already ready. Like he wasn't thinking or nothing. He was just playing fast and doing exactly what we expected him to do. So.
Does anybody have any more for Mike?
I got one more.
Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, Mike, Jalen, you were talking about him. He's just a redshirt freshman. He didn't get to play a whole lot last year. But he seems like a team leader. Hudson talked the other day about he kind of took him and Kari under his wing. Is Jalen one of those guys that's kind of older, plays older than he really is?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely on the field. Like, he just has a savvy about him. Like, he knows how to get to the football. Like, every time you look up, Jalen Catalan is making a play on the football. Either he got the ball or he stopped us from getting it or something. He's just all over the field, like, every time you look up. So.
We kept hearing in camp last year he was making all these plays and then he wouldn't play. And of course, we're not at practice. As a player, were you kind of like, why isn't this guy playing more? And how good is it that he's playing and he's such a key guy now?
I mean, we leave that up to the coaching staff. But, yeah, we were seeing him in practice, like, making a whole lot of plays. Like I said, he's been doing it for 2 years straight. So he's a baller.
How good is it to see him out there getting to make plays in games now?
It's great because, like I said, we all been waiting on to see him play. Like, everybody was excited to see him play. He just living up to the expectations.
Thanks.
Ty.
Mike, you mentioned he'll knock you out. I'm assuming you've been on the other side of some of those hits. He had the big hit on DeJuan Mathis against Georgia, big hit on Elijah Moore against Ole Miss. Would you say he's probably the hardest hitter on this football team?
I don't know. He ain't never hit me like that. Thank you to whoever's watching over me, but he ain't never hit me like that. But I've seen plenty shots that he's giving people. But he's definitely one of our most exciting players to watch, in my opinion.
All right. Anybody?